'cause I am that good.
This is the question. What combination of shaft and curve is best for a mid-level Pee-wee defenseman's wrist shot? Hypothesis. The best combination of curve and shaft shape is a mid-open face with a square shaft. While we were going to the arena, I thought about things like if I preferred a stick or not, and so if that would change it, or if I would be nervous because it was kind of different, and I thought that might make me kind of scared. And if I took too many practice shots, I might get kind of like tired, and so it couldn't be very good. And my consistency, well, I'm not very consistent.
Okay, so lie is actually the angle between your hockey shaft and your hockey blade. So it's going to be this angle right here. Lies will range from 4 on the lower side all the way up to a 7 or 8. Most commonly, you'll see a 4, 5, or a 6 lie. And they do have 7 and 8s, but it's definitely not as common to see those. Roughly, a lie 5, which this stick is here, will correspond to about 135 degrees between these two pieces. As you move up or down on the lie scale, you'll be roughly adding about 2 or subtracting 2 degrees. So say like we're at a 5 and we go down to a 4, you're going to be looking at about 137 degrees between the shaft and the blade. So it's going to have a little bit of a wider angle, lowering the shaft in proportion to the blade being on the rink. Also, if you're going up to a lie 6 from a 5, you'll be looking at roughly 133 degrees. See, each stick offers a different angle. All 3 sticks, the blades are level on the ground, or as if this would be a rink. And as you move up on the shafts, you can see how each one offers a different position as far as when you're either puck handling, passing, or shooting. Now, it's really important to use the correct lie on your hockey stick because it's going to allow you to get the most out of your stick. The biggest point of using the correct lie is it's going to allow your blade to lie flat on the surface, allowing you to use the entire blade instead of just a portion of the blade. Some things that using the correct lie will do is it's going to allow you to keep your head up more. It's going to put you in a correct body position. It's going to allow for optimal stick loading for shots. It's going to increase puck handling. It's going to make you be able to go in more directions when you're puck handling, as well as receiving and giving passes. And it's also going to give you maximum efficiency. Now, if you're using a lie that's too high, you're going to have a tendency to have your hands too high on the stick. The blade will also be a little too close, so you'll be using more of the toe portion of it. It's also going to be more difficult receiving passes and carrying the puck with high speeds, as well as you'll find the tendency of getting caught with your head down. Now also, if you're using a lie that's too low, you'll have a tendency to have your hands too low. It's going to be difficulty handling the puck close in, as well as it's going to be a little more limiting on where you can take the puck. And also, this is going to decrease how much you can put into your heel curves, which is going to start in the back portion, and then you're going to have mid curves, which are going to be in the middle portion of the blade, and then toe curves, which is going to be in the front portion. What type of face does the blade have? Essentially, you have your 2 different categories of both open and closed or straight face blades. The difference between the two is an open face is actually going to be a twist at the end of the blade where it's actually going to flare up. Now, an example of that would be a blade like this, where you can actually see on that toe how it twists at the end and you see that face a little more. It's not straight all the way through, and an open face blade is going to be better for elevating the puck. It's going to help you lift the puck as the puck rolls off the blade on your shot. It's going to lift it up more on the blade, allowing it to be lifted off the ice a little bit easier. And then kind of on the opposite side of that is you have a closed face or a straight face blade. Now this one's just going to run straight all the way through. This one's going to be a little bit easier for backhand. At is what type of toe does the blade have. There's 2 different types. You have your square toes as well as the round toes. So first thing we'll take a look at is going to be a square toe blade, and that's going to be right here. How you see it just goes straight up. It's not rounded at all. This type of blade is going to be better for poke checking or digging the puck off the boards. And our next one that we have is going to be a round toe. This one's going to be a little more common. You'll see this one on more blades than the square toe, and this one's going to be a little bit better for toe drags and more advanced stick handling maneuvers. Now, how far the stick goes up on a player is going to be kind of up to the personal preference of the player. Everyone's going to have a slightly different preference, and depending on your playing style is going to determine which one's going to be best for you. Roughly, usually larger sticks, players will like it for loading up maximum power on slap shots. Usually defensemen will like it, and shorter sticks will usually be better for wingers or someone that really wants to focus on stick handling and maneuverability. Now, if you're unsure as far as what length hockey stick you prefer, a good rule of thumb that you can go off of that most players will fall within is without skates on and holding the stick up to you with the toe of the stick on the ground, the stick's going to come up somewhere between your chin and your nose. Now, holding the stick in the same way with skates on, the stick is going to come up somewhere between the collarbone and the chin. Now, everyone has a slightly different preference, but this is a good general rule of thumb to base off of if you're a little unsure. Seniors. The seniors are going to be roughly 14 years old and up, as well as 5'6" and up, 120 pounds and up, as well as the sticks will roughly range between 58 inches to 63 inches. And that's measuring from the heel of the blade all the way up to the butt end of the stick. The rate is going to be intermediate. The intermediate players are usually going to be around 11 to 16 years old, 4'6" to 5'3", 120 to 160 pounds, and the sticks will usually be around 56 to 57 inches. The juniors are usually going to be for kids that are in the 6 to 12 age range, 3'9" to 4'9" height, 50 pounds to 120 pounds, and usually will have a stick length between 50 to 54 inches. The U sticks are going to be for players usually up to 7 years old, up to 4 feet tall, up to 60 pounds, and usually have a stick length between 46 to 48 inches. The stick we're going to take a look at is the all-wood one-piece stick. This is going to be the most traditional hockey sticks out there. They're going to feature a wood shaft coming all the way down, and then a lot of times you'll either have a wood blade or an ABS fiberglass blade. This one features a wood blade. This is going to be the most traditional feel. The wood sticks are going to have great durability as well as offering an inexpensive price compared to some of the other sticks on the market. So this was an example of a more traditional wood blade, wood shaft one piece. And then we also have the all wood with a fiberglass blade, which is going to offer a slightly different feel, a little better durability on an outdoor surface, but still you're going to have a lot of the similar characteristics. So next we're going to take a look at a two-piece shaft combo. All right, so now we're taking a look at a blade shaft combo. That's going to be like this guy right here. So basically you have your composite material shaft, and then you have your blade. To put them together, all you're going to be doing is heating up both of them so the glue on the blade melts or inside the shaft. You're going to insert it in, then let it cool, and you're going to be ready to play. One thing I really like about the blade shaft combos is that you can actually mix and match brands as far as if you have one particular shaft that you like and a different blade, you can go ahead and switch between manufacturers to get that right curve with the flex of the shaft that you like. And also a really nice thing, which I particularly like, is how you can select the different materials of blades to go on the composite shaft. So say like you want the flex and the power of a composite shaft, but you want to use the feel of a wood blade, you can do that with this guy here. You also can have your choice of getting a fiberglass blade. Say like you're playing some pickup games outside or you're playing some outdoor play. You can throw one of these in. It's going to offer a little bit better durability. Next, we're going to take a look at the flex of a hockey stick. Now, the flex is actually how much the stick is going to bend when pressure is applied to it, or it's how stiff the shaft is. Now, the flex is going to be where most of your power is going to be derived from your shot. So essentially, what you want in a hockey stick is you want to be able to flex it about 5 to 10 centimeters. Now, this is going to be roughly, and it's going to vary depending on which stick you're looking at, but a kind of rule of thumb is those 5 to 10 centimeters. It's really important that you remember as you cut down a stick, you're going to be increasing the flex rating on the stick. So meaning the more you cut off, the stiffer it's going to make the flex of that stick. Rule of thumb to go off of is if you cut off 2 inches, you're going to be increasing the flex by 7. 4 inches will increase it by 15, and 6 inches will increase it to roughly 23. So some of the manufacturers will actually break it down for you on the shaft. As you can see here, this is a 61-inch shaft. You have a 58 inch right here, and that if you cut the stick right there, you're going to have a 103 rating. And this stick right now is a 100 rating. The U sticks are usually going to have the most soft feel to them. You'll have a flex level usually between 30 and 45 on these. Now with a really soft flex, it's going to help the younger players to develop their skills. And also with that thin shaft on it is they're going to be able to put their hands around it easily. The juniors will typically still feature a pretty soft flex, and it's usually going to be around a 50 rating. The next one's going to be the intermediate. Now these sticks are going to be great for those players kind of in between levels. Usually it's going to be ideal for a peewee or a bantam player, and those are going to have flexes. They usually range from a 60 to a 75. Now the senior category has the most variation in flex. You actually have 3 different categories of flex within the category of seniors. You have your mid flex, will usually be around a 70 and can go up to almost an 85. Then you'll have a regular flex, will usually be around 85 and can go up to 100, and that's going to be the most common and most popular flex. And then you have your stiff flexes, which are going to be 100 to 110. And these are going to be the stiffest ones, and they're going to really offer a lot of power, but require a bigger player to use it. Usually a softer stick, like I said, is going to help players develop the game a little easier, and it's going to have a little easier time on those quick release shots. Where the really stiff players are going to be for players that have a bunch of different shots that they use and have an advanced skill level.
The experiment I did was to measure the speed and accuracy of my shot using 4 different combinations of shaft shape and blades. The same flex was used for each stick because it was the right amount for me. 50, it was 50. Each combination of stick was used for 10 warm-up shots and then 5 for the actual testing. Total of 15. These are the controlled variables. Shooter was me. The surface was always the same. It was 24 feet of high resin plastic. We used white cotton friction tape for my stick, and the shaft flex was set to 50. The shaft length was 120 centimeters. The blade lie was 5.5, and the blade toe shape was rounded. Manipulated variables. The things we changed in the experiment were the blade face. It was either a cane blade or a draper blade. The shaft shape was either a square shape or a rectangle shape. Responding variables. What was impacted by the changes in manipulated variables? The blade face changed the accuracy, and the shaft shape changed the speed. The key items we used in the experiment were 4 hockey sticks and a hockey shot practice facility. The experiment took place at FCA.
Number 11, Rove.
There are plenty of curves to choose from. We used a draper and cane curve. Modern hockey sticks are made of carbon fiber, fiberglass, and framed into a hollow shape, either square or rectangle. We used a bush shell radar gun to record the speed. Gates were used because push and glide can affect your shot. This is 24 feet of high resin plastic. It is artificial ice. These are the 5 targets that we shot at. The following videos were taken during the experiment. Here are some points about shooting. Point your front foot as you are shooting. This will help your follow through and allow you to glide. When taking a wrist shot, try to roll your wrists as you shoot. It will help your shot. As you shift your weight forward, push down on the stick. It creates flex and gives you more power. Point your stick where you want the puck to go as you shoot. The puck should go in that direction. The best place for the puck to roll off your stick is the middle of the toe.
35.
We saved the tape from each testing stick's blade. It is important to understand how the puck rolls off the stick. It is ideal if the puck rolls off the middle of the toe. Too high or too low and you lose power and accuracy. The puck mark on the white tape allows this analysis. These are the tapes from the open face blades called draper. The top one has a square shaft and is my normal stick. I only hit 3 targets and was a little bit disappointed. The bottom blade tape is used with a rectangular. It hit 1 target and that was disappointing. These are the tapes from the closed blade, also called cane. The top blade was used with a square shaft and 3 targets were hit. The bottom one was used with a rectangular shaft and 2 targets got hit. We recorded the speed and average number of targets hit for each stick. The rectangle shaft had the highest speed and the cane curve was most accurate. Conclusion. Based on the results from the experiment, the best combination identified would be a closed blade face type and a rectangular shaft because the accuracy was one of the best and the average speed was the best. The controlled variables, blade lie, toe and heel shape, and shaft length would also remain the same. Since the experiment has limited shooting data, the results may change if the number of overall shots were expanded. Thanks for watching.
Well, I play air hockey, ball hockey, bird hockey, bubble hockey, field hockey, floor hockey, ice hockey, kitchen hockey, road hockey, roller hockey, table hockey, Swiss hockey. And I play hockey, 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 all the time. Take shots, 2.